teacher. I don't know how many of you will know this person, but I personally think he's the mom.com. When I got a job at Conroe High School to teach and coach, Jim Baker is one of the first people I met. And honestly, I was inspired at the way he talked to kids, the way he treated kids, and the way he motivated kids. Just really oddly enough, when I first started coaching at Conroe High School, I didn't know a whole lot of people. Conroe High School is really big. And then about a year later into coaching, Chip and I attended a training with Colt McCoy's dad. And basically, I'll never forget this. You fill out, this information about yourself. It's like a profile thing. And people that you know also fill out this profile about you. And I remember, they had us all stand in a line about well, you're over here on the spectrum of this, and you're over here, not the autistic spectrum. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But what I noticed about where Chip was at is he is such an incredibly humble person. I feel like he's a man of few words. I feel like when he speaks, people listen. I feel like there's no greater person today to give this conversation about the impact of life and the difference that you make in kids' lives every single day. So I thank you for being here, and I would like to introduce my amazing friend, Chip Baker.
Good morning, everybody. No, not like that, y'all. Let's try it again. Good morning, everybody. All right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now I see you're ready. First, I want to say thank you so much for the amazing introductions. I was like, man, who is that guy she's talking about? Oh, wait, that's me. But thank you so much, first of all, for this great opportunity to be here with you today. I consider it an honor and a privilege, and just like she said, a very humble guy. I learned a long time ago in my life that it's not about me. It's about what we can do to help others, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that here shortly. Kind of going over the norms of some of the things in our time today. If I'd like for this to be a kind of a distraction-free time. I know I'm a teacher as well. I know, day before school, what am I with order, procedures. I know we're all going to kids, whatever. I know I'm there. I'm there too. But if you could just kind of, take away the distractions and just come in today and let's have a good time. Y'all with that? Okay. The next thing is just kind of, have a growth mindset. To me, I'm going to tell you, this is important to me, and I don't take it lightly. I didn't just come here to be here. Anytime I get a chance to talk to people, first of all, somebody to give me an opportunity to talk, and somebody's going to listen. Then from there, it's really serious to me. So I'm coming today to give you my all. Okay, and so I'm not shooting to give you 30%. I'm shooting to give you 100% today. Okay, so if you would just make sure that you have a growth mindset, and if you could just take something today back with you and using your life to help you be better to help kids, then I greatly appreciate that. Then the next thing to me is I'm gonna go private and personal. I consider myself, like she said, I'm a man of few words, pretty private, guarded guy. But I'm gonna get outside the box for you guys a little bit today and kind of open up on some personal things. And so, that's not an easy thing to do when you're a guarded and private person. So if y'all would just hang in there with me and, I don't know, maybe pretend like you're listening and you're interested, then we'll be all right, okay? So I got a question for you. And when I say this question, you just tell me, yes, Chip, we're ready. So are you ready? Yes. All right, good deal. All right. What I want to do is just tell you about me. so that you have an understanding of who is that guy in front up there talking to us, okay? So then when I go over the points, you'll have a perspective of where I'm coming from. First, growing up, I was born in Dallas, Texas. My parents separated when I was 5 years old. My mother and I have a younger sister that's 4 years younger than me. We moved to my mom's hometown, which is Hearn, Texas. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's over by Bryan College Station, smaller town, not Dallas. There's a difference. So, grew up, small town boy, involved in lots. Mother and on my mother's side, they're all church folks. So if the church was open, we were there. Even sometimes when it wasn't open, my mom opened it so we could be there. So going up, grew up in the church, involved in a lot of different things. Mom believed in giving service, so we gave service. And those of you that grew up in the church, like my mom's like, hey, you're going to either sing in the choir, you're going to be usher, you're going to do something, you're going to give service. Yes, ma'am. And so, was raised to give service, and that's kind of what we do. Played sports, was involved in everything. In high school, played 4 sports for 4 years. I was a pretty average athlete. Some may say different. Okay, average. My big deal was football. Played college football at West Texas A&M University, and that's where I went to my education. I got my degree there, bachelor's at West Texas A&M, and after I got through and came into Conroe School District, I worked on my master's, and I have my master's in educational leadership from Sam Houston. So that's a little bit about my background and my education. Now my career, I'm going to say this, I paused before I said because I want to make sure I say this right, and I'm saying this with pride. I'm going on my 20th year in education, and 18 of those 20 years have been in Conroe ISD. Because, and I say that with pride because I think Conroe ISD, the Conroe area, it's amazing. Some people in the audience here, I've coached a son of a teacher you have. I've had built some relationships, worked with, somebody. So have built some great relationships here in this area that I cherish and I will cherish, for the rest of my life. And so let me talk to you about my career path. So I graduated in 99. I started at Peak Junior High. And when I got there, it was like, 1,500 kids in a junior high, and I told you where I'm from, the small, I graduated with about 100 kids, so I'm like 1,500 kids, it blew me away, but it still had a small town feel, everybody was family, it was still a family feel. Then the next year is when they opened Washington up as a junior high, went over to Washington to open it up as a junior high, taught and coached there, and my special ed is my thing, so I've done everything under the special ed umbrella. She talked about the spectrum. I was probably the behavior, the behavior part of that, but was at Washington for a couple years, then went to Oak Ridge for a year, then came to Conroe High School where I was the O-line guy, special teams guy, special ed, did adaptive PE, and some other things, resource, everything under the special ed umbrella. I was there for 12 years. Then I got an opportunity to go back to my hometown to be the head coach athletic director. And that was a pretty cool experience. Almost killed me, but pretty cool experience. And when I say almost killed me, no, really, almost killed me, y'all. So a lot of things, really rough deal, but great learning opportunity. I'm a positive guy, and so I don't harp much on the negative, and I believe that we made some differences there, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity I had to be there. So I was there for 2 years, then I came back to Conroe ISD as fast as I could, and then I've been at Oak Ridge High School. This is my 3rd year back at Oak Ridge High School. So that's about me, so you have a little bit of idea. And the big deal in our district is the impact of why. And I know Principal Bozman kind of, gave you a presentation early, appetizer, if you will. I know you went to the celebration of schools, And, Dr. Noel hit on the impact of why, main course, if you will. And so I'm going to hit you again with the impact of why, but the good part of that is this is going to be the dessert part. Okay? Y'all like dessert? I like to start with the dessert. Okay? So it is one of life's greatest joys to wake up in the morning, every morning, with a clear sense of why that day matters, why every day matters. This is what it means to find your why. This is the start of an inspiring journey. Your inspiring journey. Okay, and this guy, Simon Sinek, he's like the guru of the why guy. If you search him, all kind of videos, all kind of books and everything about why, and pretty good stuff if you want to look into some of that. All right. The impact of why, there's three things that I believe in. And the first, I think whys are contagious. And you see, I put exclamation marks, not periods on those, right? Okay, so whys are contagious. Okay, I think that whys make a difference. And I think that whys make our world a better place. Okay. I talked to you about growing up in the church. We were there all day, every day. If it was open, we were there in the church. I tell you that. But there's a situation where I saw at a young age that demonstrated to me that whys are contagious. And I'm going to share that with you. This is some of the personal stuff I talked to you about. All right, so I had to be maybe 8 or 9, young, lower than 10, and we were at a church function in Austin, Texas. And I was with my mother, and this lady comes up, and she puts this big clamp hug on my mom, right? And I'm looking like, man, who is this? Hugging on my mom like this. Back up, lady. No. But she's hugging my mom and she's smiling, and you could just feel the joy, right? And I don't understand, I don't know what's going on right here. So I'm paying attention, looking, and she tells my mom, she says, I love your grandmother. And, my mom, cordial, thank you. Yeah, she's a good lady. Thank you. No, you don't understand. I love your grandmother. And she went on to tell this story about how, and this is my great-grandmother. And I told you, I don't know if I mentioned to you, I'm 4th generation educator. Okay. So, she went on to tell a story how, and, this was before segregation and smaller school. And the lady, she would not show up to school. And my great-grandmother was a teacher. And my great-grandmother was concerned. And so, she would ask, hey, why are you not coming to school? Your education is important. She was stressing that. And she would ask her, every now and then. And finally, she just, hey, tell me what's going on, And so the lady said, well, we're very poor and we can't afford the basic necessities. Like personal hygiene stuff, we can't afford, and so I'm embarrassed to go to school and be around other people because of that, and that's why I'm not coming to school. And so, and I'm listening to the lady tell that to my mom, right? And she says, your grandmother, she bought those things for me, and she bought me a coat so I can go to school. And that moment right there, me observing that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. As a young guy, to see that, the difference that people in my family had made on others. And so from that moment forward, it kind of sparked the interest, and I started noticing things. And so, like I told you, we were people to give service. So my mother was one, she did all those kind of things for everybody where we grew up. I mean, you name it, she was involved in. Giving service, Special Olympics, making us go carry the water, all of that stuff. We did that, at the time, like, mama, boy, you better get that, yes, ma'am, those things. And I didn't understand it, but it made me see that whys are contagious. Because of my family, that's what we know. That's what we do. We give service. So to me, whys are contagious. Whys make a difference. So next phase of my life, in college, graduate from high school, get an opportunity to play college football at West Texas A&M University. I'm going to a place that's way far from home. I don't know anybody. I have an opportunity because I've worked my butt off to get this opportunity to get my education taken care of, to play football, something that I love, And so I'm there, and the first day we have a conditioning test. And so, this is the point to where, like, they bring you in and they try to kill you. They do the recruiting stuff. They say, oh, you're this, you're that. They had a band there waiting for you. They show you all this stuff on your recruiting trip. You get there to really go there, none of that stuff is there, y'all. Okay? Like, what happened to the people meeting me taking me and feeding me this steak? What happened to all of that? So you get there, none of that is there. They talking crazy to you, those of you that's played on that level probably said a few choice words, I'm like, whoa, what is that? Well, we have to run 16 110s, and that's a test, and basically that's the equivalent of sprinting a mile, and so they put us in different positions. I played linebacker, so I was in the middle group, and we're running these 110s, and at that point, I'm a pretty driven person. I always want to make sure that I'm prepared for any challenge that I'm gonna face. And so, at that point I knew without a doubt I was in the best shape of my life, because I had trained to be there. I wasn't gonna mess that opportunity up. And so we're running with our group, get to about 5 of them, start to feel it a little bit. Get to about 7, 8, feeling it a little more, ooh, man, this is a little tougher than I thought. Adrenaline's running. These guys on this level, they're a lot faster than the guys I just left, so you're pushing yourself, trying to compete. And then at that moment, you start looking around and you see, guys, you see that look on their face, right? Like they're having that conversation with themselves, right? And I was doing that too. But I look around and I'm seeing those guys doing that, right? And we run one more. Some of them are like, ooh, we're gonna get another couple more. And some of the guys are literally like taking their shirt off, walking off the field, quitting right there, like right now, quitting, and looking. We're gonna run another one, and then by that time in your head you're thinking like it all is like slow motion, like on the make, it's like slow motion, right? Like it's going fast, right? But it feels like slow motion, right? Because it's so, I don't know, it's jacked up in the head and your body. But so I'm like, okay, just 1 foot, I'm thinking just pick that right foot, when I'm running, and as I go, I start processing. Then that's when I had to go deep, right?
I had chosen to quit, I would have gotten my college degree so that I could be a teacher and coach, so that I could build the relationships that I build, so that I could be here with you today. And that's what snowball will take of. Okay? Whys make the difference. When I was in that situation, I focused on why they helped me get through it. And I'm glad I did that because it's providing me opportunities. It's helped me. But bigger than that, it has allowed me to help others. And that's the big outcome. Alright? Whys make our world a better place. And I want you to reflect with me. Alright, now let me ask you this. A couple of questions I'm going to ask you. When you thought about that, people, did you get the feeling about that? Hope you guys have looked around, you smile. When you thought of those people, were they driven? Yes. Were those people focused? Could you tell that they had a why? Yes. It's like, I just tell you, like when I thought about it and I reflected on myself, I thought about those people, the people that I thought about, it's like they didn't have to say it. Like it kind of like exuded out of their pores. If you know what I'm saying? Like just when you're around those people, you're just like instantly, let's go. Like
We all go through tough times and hardships. None of us are immune to that. Our why helps us push past the pain and discomforts in our lives because we realize that it's not about us. And for you English teachers here, I'm gonna say this not grammatically correct. It ain't about you. And we have to make sure that we understand that. Whys are contagious. Whys make a difference. Whys make our world a better place. Again, thank you so much for your time, guys. Hope you have a happy and successful year. Go get it.